Hello Claire.
Hello Gabby.
Oh wonderful, we can hear you, that's fantastic. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
You had a little bit of trouble finding us.
Yeah.
You should have asked. If you don't ask, I presume you know. I'm
well,
sorry.
if you don't ask, you don't get it.
But to be honest with you, it's not the end of the world. It just meant that you walked a bit further.
Exactly.
Did you drive to get here?
I did.
It's much easier to park here, isn't it? You haven't got to pay.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. Now, you have indeed come with a surprise. Claire Mackaness is a lady I know because you have something called Beautiful Things. You make beautiful things. What a fantastic name to call your beautiful things, because that's what they are. So it makes sense. Now, just describe it. People are going to be like, Claire, this lady called Claire has got beautiful things. I want to know more.
I do indeed have beautiful things going. No, also people tell me. No, I make a range of gifts and homewares, predominantly from textile and fabrics, and I use a lot of recycled and vintage materials to do so. Things like cushions, bunting, pencil cases, handbags, jewellery, all sorts of beautiful things.
How did you get into it?
I have always been crafty. I've always had all sorts of hobbies, and since leaving college I have always dabbled alongside working in a proper job. I started
Don't
off,
say that.
well, yeah, started off with glass painting, then I moved on to soap making, then I became a card maker.
Who did you do your glass painting for?
Just in general, like in the old days.
You just did it for yourself?
Yeah, for myself, and I
Okay.
used to have stalls. In the old days, when the Brentwood Centre craft fair was fairly reasonable to afford, I used to have stalls there about 10 years ago. So yeah, I've always been crafty, always dabbled, and really just finally fallen into something that I thoroughly enjoy and that sells and that people like.
And it's completely independent and private,
Totally,
isn't it?
totally independent.
And do you still have to do a lot of stalls, or do you
it depends. I don't do as many as I used to. I now tend to do a few of the bigger ones rather than so many little ones.
Is that because the website kind of works and you don't always have to have a stall for
Well,
people to
yeah.
know it's there?
The website works, but I have to admit, I mean, the majority of my business comes from social media, using Twitter, and my Facebook page is very active. I've got a lot of fans on there, and I get a lot of repeat business. A lot of customers, once they've bought something, will come back time and time again, and they spread the word for me. So slowly but surely, Beautiful Things is getting out there for world domination.
Oh, right.
Well, Brentwood domination anyway.
Blimey, maybe we'll have a country named after it one day. That would be amazing. Now, you've brought me a surprise as well, haven't you?
I have.
You should have brought your surprise in the form of a bag.
Oh.
Because it's called the Brentwood Bag Project.
It certainly is, We're absolutely delighted. I mentioned it to you. You may have read some information in the Gazette this week. We've been really, really lucky. Beautiful Things put in a bid to the Brentwood Share Fund, which was a pot of money that Brentwood Council were divvying out to community projects that assisted the environment, the local community, and in general just did good stuff for Brentwood.
So basically, to get their help though, what requirements did you have to meet? Did you have to meet the helping the environment and the community?
You had to tick as many boxes as you possibly could.
Oh, okay.
And
So
the
did
Brentwood
you
Bag
try?
Project ticks all 5.
When you so is that what you kind of, when you were planning this and you were sort of brainstorming away at home, did you think, right, the best way to get this to be successful is for me to tick all 5 boxes?
Yeah, I mean, my background is working in education and funding. Before I became self-employed, I used to work for the Learning and Skills Council, and I was a professional bid writer, so I had a little bit of knowledge as to how to write a good bid. And I sort of looked at the strategy and thought, right, okay, what can I do that's going to tick all these boxes, and then put the project together from there. So sort of work backwards, really.
Cool.
But I'm delighted to say the council have given us all of the funding that we requested, and we're now in a position to run a really exciting project in Brentwood.
Oh, wonderful. Okay then. So you took it and it was successful. Now tell us more about it.
In a nutshell, I'm looking for 10 community groups. They don't have to be charities, they don't have to be official, they can be just groups of people that want to get together. It might be the Scouts, it might be the Guides, it could be the WI, it could be a school. Groups of people to come forward who want to learn how to make reusable shopping bags. I will come along and teach them how to make bags, and then we will ask them to produce bags which will be sold in local independent retailers in Brentwood. They will be allowed to keep a percentage of the sales for their own group's personal funds, and a percentage of the sales will go back into the project to allow more people to be trained in the future.
Right. tell me all of the benefits. I'm a bit lost.
The benefits to a group is obviously, firstly, community involvement. They're involved in an exciting project as part of the
No,
town.
but I mean the bags. Like, tell me about the bags. They're good for the environment, but why else? What are the bags going to say anything?
The bags have a logo on them which says,
right.
I am a Brentwood bag, and I am sponsored by, and one day will all be sponsored by local independent retailers, and they will have a logo on them of the retailer who sponsors the bag.
So are there any, I'm interested to know now, are there any requirements for these independent retailers?
Not at all. Any independent retailer in Brentwood can sell Brentwood bags on our behalf.
So if they're not an independent retailer?
They're also welcome to, but I think you'll find the likes of Marks and Spencers and people like that will probably not be allowed to. I would think their head offices won't allow it, but if they want to, they're welcome to. We're certainly not going to stop them.
That's wonderful. So basically, these bags aren't really, the only thing that they're really advertising is the Brentwood Bag Project.
Exactly.
And obviously
the logo of the shop that sponsors them.
Right, okay, so that's where the sponsors come in. So how are you going to choose? Now I suppose the shop that's sponsoring will stock the bag that has got their mark on it.
Yes. So our sponsors so far, we have 4 sponsors at the moment. We3 in Crown Street, Mesh, Racket and French Quarter, all Crown Street Brentwood shops. They'll all be stocking the bags in their shops, and all the bags that they stock in their shops will have their shop logo on them.
Oh, wonderful. Well, yeah, the Crown Street crew are going to get in there because they're all about local.
Exactly.
So
that's why we approached them. We were looking for supporters to back the bid. We had to have some letters of support, so we went straight to Crown Street because we knew that they'd be up for it.
We went straight to Crown
Street.
We knew where to go.
So when you want to Brentwood bag, you know where to go, Crown Street.
But that's nicely leads me on to my next question. Are you going to approach other independents?
We certainly are. I have every intention of it. Once we have all of our 10 groups trained up and producing bags, and we know that we've got a nice stock of bags coming in to us.
So they're going to be handmade?
They are.
By local
one of them.
people?
Yeah, that's right. Bought by local people, used by local people, sold in local shops.
This is fantastic. This is a bit like, I don't know, having a farmer's field right in the middle of the high street. Do you know what I mean? It's just taking, it's so local.
Totally.
Pick your own veg sort of thing.
And do you want to know the really exciting thing, Gabby? We've got a fantastic competition that we're going to run every month. Every single bag.
Do I get to win it?
Well, it depends. If you buy a Brentwood bag, every single bag is going to have a unique identification number. We're going to have a team of bag spotters out in Brentwood.
Oh my word.
And if you're spotted out with your bag, we'll take down its number, pop you into the draw, and every month there'll be a draw for a prize donated by one of our sponsors. So it makes and pays to use your Brentwood bag while you're out and about, because who knows, you might get spotted.
Fantastic. I love it. I love the idea already, which means I'm going to let you stay. Because I had a little feeling. I thought, I might just, it might not work out, but it's working out between us. So Claire, I'm going to let you stay, but I'm going to play a song first, and then we'll be speaking again. So make sure you stay tuned. Here's the Rolling Stones.